Hey, Dustin Tibbetts here, financial advisor with Jazz Wealth Managers. How you doing today? Hope all is going well with you. I've said numerous times that I think the TSP is probably the best account out there in terms of having the lowest fees, ease of use, and, well, you may argue some of the ease of use about doing transactions in there, but I mean about the funds themselves. See, what happens in the TSP is you are limited to a certain number of funds, and those funds come with letters, and some of them are called life cycle funds. But ultimately, if you want to be aggressive, you've got the S and C fund, you've got the G fund, which is more slower, more bond-oriented, the I fund, which is international. You could look at the life cycle funds, which those are just combinations of the lettered funds. So essentially, they're just doing you a favor and saying, hey, we'll put a combination together for you based on your target retirement date and all this stuff. And, it makes it easy for you. And a lot of times people are joining the service, maybe for the first time. So they're busy. They got a lot going on, going overseas, learning new things, and of course, maybe putting themselves in harm's way, talking about military members. And so it's easy for them to just say, I'd like the S&C fund. I'm a young person. I'd like the life cycle fund that's a longer time in history, which makes me more aggressive, less bonds and whatnot. Well, the TSP is about to make some changes. And I don't know that I'm on board with these changes. There's a lot of good coming out, but I'd like to go over a few of them with you here because if you have a TSP, you're going to want to know about this. Otherwise, it could cost you a lot of money. Well, the first thing is they're making a lot of changes to the platform. Actually, May 28th, I believe, is when they're going to shut down new investments, making trading decisions and things like that so that they can make this transition. So you'll be kind of blacked out for a little bit. Totally normal, not a big deal. But now you're going to actually be able to do a whole series of new things. And I'll just show you right from the site here in case you want to go check it out. So here's the TSP site directly. You're going to be able to use electronic signatures. I know a lot of you have been asking for that. If you wanted to do a rollover or something, it used to be kind of a mess with the paper signatures and getting notaries and things like that. You're going to be able to do that. You're going to be able to do direct deposit if you'd like, which I think was already a feature there. One big one is when you do start pulling money out later in life, you used to not be able to specifically itemize which funds they would come from and what dates you would get paid. Well, all of that's going to be figured out as well. So now, let's say you have the S fund, the G fund, the I fund, and you go, hey, I'd like to get paid on the first of every month, but I want it to come from the G fund. You'll be able to do that. You're also going to be able to have they're going to have an app, right? So lots of good things there. Who's paying for all this, by the way? You're also going to be able to do two different types of loans. Where is this? Let me go back to the top here and share this with you. If you look at loans, you're not going to be able to have two loans outstanding, whereas like a 401k, you can have one loan up to $50,000. This would be a little bit different. So you could do a primary loan and then just a general loan. You don't have to tell them why. Primary residence loans will now come with a fee for $100, general purpose $50 there. Loan repayment periods all fine there. You'll be able to do direct debit if you want to take it from your bank account rather than your paycheck. If you happen to leave the service or now go into, or maybe you leave the government and you work on something else there, you'll be able to make payments from your bank account still. You can pay it all back if you want there. You can't make new loans and things like that. But here's the problem that I have. We'll go back up to the top here. We're looking at investments. The real pitch here was you were going to be able to have a wider range of investment choices. I was really excited about this. Well, they're actually going to set a limit. You're going to have an account balance that's so high, you're going to have to not dedicate all your money towards it. And check this out. This is the part that I do not like here. As with most mutual funds, this flexibility in being able to choose more mutual funds, which is not flexibility, it should be pretty straightforward, comes with fees. You're going to pay $55 a year just to make sure that other participants don't get charged more for admin fees because you've decided to go invest in something else. What? I don't like that. You're going to be charged a $95 annual maintenance fee. For what? Like just all of a sudden they're going to charge? Well, that explains who's paying for the app, who's paying for all the changes, the digital upgrades and everything. I don't like that. $28.75 per trade. Let's say you find two mutual funds that you're interested in and you want to go buy one and buy the other. That's darn near going to cost you $60 just to make that decision. Now, I sort of like that in a way because it'll keep you from overtrading. A lot of people do that, and the TSP's shut that down over recent years, but that could be tough there. And of course, you're going to have to pay whatever the expense ratio is for the funds that you choose. Why? Why are we doing this? I don't understand why we're charging people this. Anyways, there's a little bit of an extra limitation here that if you choose the mutual fund window, so you're going to have two choices, you'll be able to do general TSP investments or what's called the mutual fund window, then you must be at least $10,000 going into that window, which you can break up however you like. but you may not invest more than 25% of your total account in the mutual fund window. So you're going to be buying less shares of these mutual funds for $28.75 a piece, which means you have less dollars to then grow, right? You put in $10,000 into, let's say, a mutual fund, you pay $28.75, the first 2.8% goes to them, right? Don't like that. That rubs me the wrong way there. But if you want to check it out, you can go to the summary of the TSP changes that are in there. Just keep in mind that a lot of you had been excited about what they had posted a while back, saying you're now going to have more choices, a big broad base of mutual funds. That appears that it's going to come at a cost. $55, $95, $28.75, and then expense ratios on top of that. This doesn't sound so good, man. I mean, I know there's some advantages there. There's a lot that they're doing as far as the online transactions and being able to do everything digitally like the rest of the world. But holy cow, man. Not to mention if you want to change beneficiaries, or maybe you need to have child support taken out of your account, whatever it is, okay, that's going to cost you money as well. I believe they have that set at $100. They've got it at $50. I mean, it seems like we're trying to put stuff in here. It just child support court documents, that's going to cost you $600 there. Oh, man. I don't think I like this, man. But my advice in the short term would be just stick with the TSP. Stick with the general funds, right? Low cost, fine returns, nothing wrong with it. You can optimize those in a way. I help clients out with that here at Jazz Wealth. But no, I don't think there's going to be a need to take advantage of this. This does not sound like an opportunity, and maybe I'm missing something. If so, I'd be happy to do another video and come back to this. But for the moment, it's not rubbing me the right way, man. Enjoy the rest of your day. Happy Tuesday, by the way, and thanks for checking us out at jazzwealth.com. We'll see you later on the closing beat, huh? All right.
Why should you choose Jazz Wealth as your retirement or long-term investing service? Our portfolios are managed by us, not some faceless mutual fund manager. Our private classes will teach you everything about investing and getting your dough straight. Best of all, our fiduciary standard means your best interest comes before ours.